COSATU used Workers' Day to address issues around national minimum wage. With job losses increasing consistently and a growing unemployment rate, Gauteng Provincial Secretary Dumisani Dakile said the delay in parliamentary processes, which led to a postponement of the enactment date, impacted negatively on workers. Meanwhile, Labour Minister Mildred Oliphant said the 20 rand per hour minimum wage introduced by government is better than nothing. This comes after many groups, including Labour Federation SABC, rejected the minimum wage. SABC Digital News and OpenUp partnered to develop a minimum wage app that will give answers to the question, can South Africans survive on 3,500 rand? In politics, the Northwest was rocked by violent protests against Premier Supra Mahumapelo amid accusations he was fostering widespread corruption in the Northwest. Mahumapelo eventually took early retirement. Meanwhile, Free State Premier Sisi Ntombela defended her cabinet reshuffle, which some opposition parties described as disappointing. Ntombela made one change to the portfolio of health when she named Monteng Tiu as the new MEC. Judgment was reserved in the case of Patricia de Lille in her court application to contest the Democratic Alliance decision to rescind her party membership and consequently her position as the mayor of Cape Town. South Africa downgraded its diplomatic status with Israel. This followed the killings of more than 50 unarmed Palestinians by Israeli forces during a protest march against the opening of the US Embassy in Jerusalem. The SABC set up 2 commissions of inquiry into editorial interference and sexual harassment. Acting CEO Nomsa Peliso said this follows recommendations by the SABC Ad Hoc Committee dealing with editorial interference and unlawful conduct. The announcement of the 2 commissions is part of the ongoing work to transform the public broadcaster into a truly accountable and responsive corporate entity. Ashwin Willemse, a former Springbok wing, walked out of the SuperSport Live studio during the discussion on a Super Rugby match, complaining that he'd been labelled as a quota player for his whole career. Willemse said his fellow panellists, Nick Mallet and Nas Botha, 2 apartheid-era Springboks, were condescending towards him. In June, SuperSport released their findings of an independent review that found that there had been no racism. In September, SuperSport confirmed that Ashwin Willemse will not be back on television now that his contract with the company had expired. In other news, 1 person was killed and 2 were injured when a group of knife-wielding men attacked those praying at the Shia Mosque in Durban. The attackers, armed with knives, ambushed 3 people inside the mosque. One of the victims died on his way to the hospital. 29 boys were allegedly abused by their coach in Pretoria, Glen Soweto. The 34-year-old coach was arrested in connection with the rape of a 9-year-old boy at the academy. The boys, aged between 9 and 18, were allegedly abused for months. Karabo Mokwena's father said that he will find it very difficult to forgive his daughter's killer, Sandile Mantswi. Tabang Mokwena was speaking to SABC News after Mantswi was sentenced to an effective 32 years in prison by the High Court in Johannesburg. Mantswi was found guilty on 3 charges, including premeditated murder, assault, and defeating the ends of justice by burning Karabo's body in April 2017. The Wololo hitmaker Babes Wodumo and Big Nuz lead singer Mampintsha shocked many fans of a revelation of abuse in their relationship. Fans were let into the lives of the 2 stars when it was alleged that a Metro FM interview with Bongakile Simelane, known as Babes Wodumo, had endured abuse during the relationship. The allegation prompted the Big Nuz singer to defend his name. Metro FM granted Mampintsha a right of response interview where he denied any form of abuse on Babes Wodumo. In Mpumalanga, artists helped the victims of sexual abuse by taking part in the Chicken Challenge, which involved creating artwork shaped in the form of a chicken. It was then sold online to benefit abused victims. Prince Harry and his actress bride Meghan Markle married in a dazzling ceremony that blended ancient English ritual with African American culture, infusing the 1,000-year-old British monarchy with a blast of modernity. And finally, South Africans on social media came out to mourn Shamba, the lion, that was killed after attacking its owner. Police confirmed the incident and that the elderly man recovered in a Limpopo hospital. The lion was reportedly killed after the incident and South Africans paid tribute to him, well, sort of. For SABC News, I'm Nina Westhuizen.